Hey guys, how's it going? I'm going to go over the area and perimeter problems that we finished off with yesterday. So number one, I wanted both the area and the perimeter. So always start with your formulas. Area is length times width. So that would be 7 miles multiplied by 8 miles. So area is 7 miles multiplied by 8 miles. So my area would be 56 and those, oh, I wrote 55. 56 and those would be square miles. And then for perimeter, yes, I could add 8 plus 7. This would be 8 plus 7. Or I could use the formula. I'm going to multiply my length by 2, then I'm going to multiply my width by 2, and then add them together. So plugging in my numbers, that'd be 2 multiplied by 7 plus 2 multiplied by 8, solving each one in the parentheses first and the grouping first. That would be 14 plus, that would be 16. So now when I add those together, that would give me 30, and that would be 30 miles. All right, number 2 and 3, I need to solve for n. Number 2 looks like it's an area problem. Area equals length multiplied by width. I know the area, which is 25 square feet. I know the length was 5 feet, and I don't know what my width is. So figuring out working backwards, 5 times something equals 25. What multiplied by 5 gets me 25, and that would be 5. 5 times 5 is 25, so n must also be 5 feet. This would be a square, as all the same side lengths, so all the sides are the same. And then for perimeter, like I said, this one could be a little more difficult. I know that this is 4 and this is 4. I could solve with the equation and work backwards, but I do think it's a little easier to know, all right, that's 4 there, and that's n. So 4 plus 4 is 8, so the total perimeter is 24, but if I take away what I know, if I subtract 8, I'm left with 16 meters. So this side plus this side is 16, but since there's 2 sides, I need to take that 16 meters and divide that in half, 16 divided by 2, and I would get 8 meters. So n is equal to 8 meters. And now the last problem I have is find the area of the shaded piece. So I have a large rectangle here and a small rectangle. It looks like the small rectangle was taken out. So let's find the area of the large rectangle, area of the small rectangle, and subtract. I could call this rectangle A and rectangle B. I think I used 1 and 2, or L and S for large and small. I'm going to use A and B this time. So the area of A, length multiplied by width, area A, plugging in what I know, that would be 15 multiplied by 5. Solving that however you'd like, that would give me an area of 75 square meters. Now I have to find the area of rectangle B. So area of rectangle B, again, length times width, always starting with my formula, plugging in my numbers. Area of B, that would be 2 multiplied by 10. Area of B would then be 20 square meters. So the large one is 75, the small one is 20. So if I take out that small one, that would be like subtracting 75, and I'm subtracting out 20, that would give me 55. So the area of the shaded piece would be 55 square meters. 55 square meters. All right, moving on to today's lesson. We have something that is called composite shapes. Now, yesterday I mentioned in 4th grade we work with rectangles, and we do work with rectangles. Now, you may be wondering, well, Mr. Kinney, you must be losing your mind because I do not see rectangles there. Those are shapes that I don't even know what they are. Well, we are going to be silly working with rectangles. So, composite shapes, that means that it's a shape that's it's made up of different shapes, that there may be more than one shape in there. So for number 1, I have 2. It's the same thing written twice because we can find the area, the amount of space this takes up, 2 different ways. So what we're going to have to do is decompose this shape so it looks like it's in rectangles. It's going to look like, in this case, it's going to be 2 different rectangles. And I could do this 2 different ways. The first way, or I guess the first way I'm going to do it, is I'm going to split it across like this. I'm just going to make this 2 different rectangles. we see one rectangle here and one rectangle here. So if I find the area of this rectangle and then the area of this rectangle and add them together, I'd get the area of the whole thing. So let's do that. And I'm going to label my rectangles. I'm going to call this A, call this B. So let's find the area of A. Area of A would be length times width. Area of A would be 2 multiplied by 2. Area of A, that would be 4. So the area of B, and I guess I should have been a little more careful. We need to make sure we're using the correct numbers. So for A, I had to make sure I'm using this side and this side. This 4 is all the way here, so I wouldn't actually use the 4. So for B, I'm going to be using this one. So how long is this? That's all the way here. So this would be 6. So area of B would be 6 multiplied by, and how tall is it? Again, the 4 is all the way up top. I just want this one side, so that would be 2 feet. So area B would be 6 multiplied by 2, which is 12. So this was 4 square feet. This was 12 square feet. To find out the area, all I have to do is add them together. 4 plus 12, that would give me 16 square feet. 16 square feet. So I decomposed the shape into 2 rectangles, found the area. But I did mention that there is more than one way to decompose this shape. So I'm going to do the same problem with B. What should we expect to be the area? We should expect 16. So the first one I went horizontally, I went across to create 2 rectangles. Now I'm going to go vertical. I'm going to go up and down, still created 2 rectangles. So again, I'm going to label my rectangles A and B. Doesn't matter which one's which, it's just to help me keep organized. And I'm going to find the area of rectangle A. Area of A would be length times width. Area of A, what would my length be? So if the length is right here, well, it's not going to be 6. 6 is from here all the way over here. So what distance is this? Well, I may have to look at the opposite side, which would be right here. So that would be 2. And then how tall is this rectangle? Well, this tall, how wide would it be? And that would be 4. That's right there. So area of rectangle A would be 2 multiplied by 4, which is 8. 8 square feet. Now I'm going to have to do the same thing for B. Area for B, length times width. You notice I'm always starting with my formulas. Area of B. All right, so if I'm looking at this side, well, again, this 6 is from here to here. I'm not going to use the 6. I'm only going from here to here. I'd have to look at the opposite side, which that would be 4. I'm going to use this 4. 4 multiply. And how tall is this? Well, I'm not going to use this 4 because that's all the way up here. I'm going to have to use the 2 right here. 4 multiplied by 2. So the area of rectangle B would be 8. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. So this would be 8. Now I combine these 2 rectangles. 8 plus 8 is 16. So 16 square feet. And look at that. Same answer, which makes sense. It's the same shape. We just decomposed it in different ways. So let's do one more. Well, I guess 2 more because it's the same shape, same dimensions, but this time it may be a little more difficult. We may have to try to figure out some lengths and widths. We should have enough information though. So I'm going to decompose. Again, I could go horizontally or vertically. First one I'll go horizontally and I'll say A and B. So let's find the area of rectangle A. So area of A, always going to start with length times width. So area of A, well, my length, how long is this? I'm not going to use the 5 because it's all the way over here. The length would be 2 because these 2 are the same. 2. Well, how tall is this? Oh, this is where I don't see a number, and if I look here, I don't see a number. So how am I going to figure this out? Well, this whole side is 7. I'm not going to use 7 though. From here to here, what would this distance be? Well, if I look here, that's the same thing as here, and that was 6. So this part here is 6. So what would this little part be? Well, this is 6. Trying to figure out what this is. The whole thing is 7. What plus 6 gives me 7? And that would be 1. So this one must be 1 centimeter. These 2 parts must add up to the whole thing. So that would be 2 multiplied by 1. My area of rectangle A would be 2 squared centimeters. All right, let's do B now. I have area of B equals length times width. Area of B, well, this one's nice and easy. There's my 5 multiplied by, and again, I'm not going to use 7 because that's all the way up top. I'm just going part way, and we discovered because that's here, that's going to be 6. So I'd have to do 5 multiplied by 6, which would be 30 squared centimeters. So all I know, I did CCM, squared centimeters. So now I just need to combine A and B. This one was 2, this one was 30. 30 plus 2 now gets me 32 squared centimeters. 32 squared centimeters. So we had to kind of figure out this little side here, but we did have enough information. So let's do the same problem again, hopefully getting 32, but instead of decomposing it horizontally, let's decompose it vertically. So now I'm left with 2 rectangles. I have A and B. Let's find the area of A. Area is length multiplied by width. Area of A, oh, well, look at this. From here all the way to here is 5. That's not going to help me out because I just want to stop right here. So this is really from here. This is what I want to know. Well, do I know what this section is? Well, if I look at the opposite side, I know that this is 2 centimeters here. So if this whole thing is 5, this part is 2, what must this part be? It must be 3 because they need to add up to the same. So now my length of this rectangle, just of A, not A and B, just A, is 3 centimeters. And my height is not going to be 7. It doesn't go all the way to the top. It goes right here. It goes to 6. So that would be 6 centimeters. So the area of A would be 6 multiplied by 3, which is 18 squared centimeters. Now let's work on area of B. So if I look at my width, or I'm sorry, my length times width, this is 2 centimeters long. Area of B, that would be 2 centimeters. My width, how tall, this time I'm going to use all the way up top, that would be 7 centimeters. 2 multiplied by 7 would give me 14 squared centimeters. So we said this was 18, this was 14. If I add 18 and 14 together now, I would get 32. So this would be, I don't know what I'm starting to write, 32 squared centimeters. And if we notice, these two are equal because they are the same shape. We just solved it in different ways. Now, when you're working on problems like this, you don't have to solve it both ways. I'm just showing you that it can be done 2 different ways. So the math book didn't actually have problems on this, so I'm going to give you guys some of my own problems that you can pause the video and solve it there. And I want you to find the area of these shapes. So give you some hints for this. This one has all the numbers you need. It was like the first one we did. Like it's the first 2 are like that. You don't have to figure out any missing sides, missing lengths. But for number 3, you're going to have to. So number 3 is a little bit, requires a little bit more thought, a little more figuring out than the other 2. So definitely try these 2, knowing that 3 may be a challenge. All right, so someone sent me a message asking me how to do something on iReady. I made a personal video for them. Hopefully that helped out. If you need any help, be sure to reach out to me. I'll make you a video. No problem. You can be the only one, just for you. Just let me know. All right, thanks guys. Hope you have a great day.